have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream. Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out RV Daydream. And for you people that just happened to stumble onto this video, our RV is for sale. I'm going to try to give you every detail I can on this. We got this RV about 5 years ago. We've done a ton of work, a ton of modifications, and it's time for us to let it go because we moved into something slightly bigger. However, if I had my way, I would stick with something this small because I love towing it. This is a 1992 Terry Resort. It is 4,300 pounds when it's empty. It is 6,300 pounds when it's fully loaded. This is a very short, easy, towable RV. This is a 24M model, which is supposed to be 24 feet in length, but actually it's closer to about 25, I think, with the tongue, because the box, this part of the box, is 22 foot. It's very maneuverable. Again, I love towing it. We repainted the lower half a couple of years ago, but prior to that, the first thing we did was replace the roof. Now, when I say replace the roof, we didn't replace just the rubber. We replaced and repaired a few trusses and all of the wood that's on the roof. And at the same time, of course, we went ahead and cleaned the air conditioner extremely well, all the coils, and put a new gasket on it, and went ahead and sealed off the roof, and no leaks whatsoever. This did had quite a few leaks whenever we got it back in the back bedroom, which we'll show you that in a little bit, but it's all taken care of. It's in good shape. I'm going to try to start from the front here. We're going to move our way back. 2 propane tanks. There's going to be propane in them, I'm sure. Brand new propane regulator. This is an overkill, like I do everything, jack. This is a Husky 4,500 pound jack. Of course, you don't need that for this little RV, but I love it. It has a ball bearing design inside that helps with the reduction of the load being spread over a larger area. The other thing is it comes with your 7-pin connector. You've got a place for it to be stored. And whenever you actually put the cover back on, the cover will actually go all the way down and cover everything. It'll cover up the plug and the jack, obviously. This cover here is just an inexpensive cover, and I had to go to a soft cover. I had a hard cover on here, and that's because of this next item, and that is this contraption that I have here. Now the battery is currently mounted on there. It's just a regular 12-volt battery that's in the box, but this here will fit perfectly a Champion 3400, 3000, 3500, whatever, inverter dual fuel generator, to where you can just strap it down here, and when you get somewhere and you want power, this is a 30 amp RV. When you want power, there is a plug that's in here underneath this cover that you can plug into your generator and just fire up the generator. There's an automatic transfer switch underneath the bed in the back that I installed, and it will power up the RV. You can run your air conditioning, everything. Now underneath here, there's a little box. I don't expect you to be able to see it very well. One of these, that's the reset for the overload for the jack, and this is to turn the jack on and off. That's just a switch, a power switch, that'll allow the jack to be disconnected, so there's no problems if you decide to put an on-off switch. There won't be any grounding problem through the jack. All the exterior lights on the RV, every single light that's on the exterior except for these here, and the yellow one that's there, and there's another one of these on the side. Every other light is LED. The marker lights, and you'll see the turn signals in the back. Those are upgraded. Very, very nice. Now, this isn't a perfect RV all the way around. By no means. It's old. It's a 92. So it's got dents and dings and all kinds of little bumps and bruises, but it's in very functioning condition. I put a new 7-pin connector on the cord, so that's fresh. You don't have to worry about doing anything there. These here are going to be left on as they're already mounted. We have a WeBoost cellular data booster system, which of course we're keeping, but if you want to do the same thing I did, I had a mast here with a directional, and then you can run the cord through this port right here that goes inside the RV. We went ahead and repainted the cover here, the resort cover, as the letters had faded. Everything's pretty close to the way it was. Flag holder, not that exciting. As far as the exterior and what we're looking at here, there's a low point water drain right there for the fresh water that's inside. We'll talk about that when we get in there. And then of course your black and gray tanks. You can see as far as the painting, the way that we painted it, we wanted to cover the boxes. They weren't covered initially. Of course, this is your outdoor shower like most RVs have. Everything works fine there. The jacks that are on here initially, whenever I got this, it didn't have these jacks. And like everything else, I overkilled it. The jacks are 5,000 pound jacks. They don't need, you know, if I wanted to, I could lift this whole RV just with 2 of the jacks, I'm sure, because the RV don't weigh that much. Okay, so as far as the tires, these are 4-year-old tires. They're a Hercules brand. I haven't had any issues with them whatsoever. I did have them balance them whenever we got them, and that's just my personal preference. I like to have my tires balanced. And as far as the tires themselves, like I do everything else, overkill, these only call for a C-rated tire. Well, I went ahead and put a D-rated tire on here. So these tires are definitely up and above what they should be on this little RV. Now, of course, the power cord, there's an extension cord on here. The extension cord goes with us, but the power cord basically goes from just behind this jack here all the way to the back, and we'll show you the box that it goes into. Rain gutters installed whenever we redid the roof. And then back here you can see we've got LED lights. These are very nice LED lights. Whenever you have your parking lights on, there's this really nice dim low LED that looks really nice there. We really liked them. So much so I was thinking about putting them in on our new RV. And again, all those up there, they're LED. Now this camera here is going to go with the RV. This is an HD camera, and all you have to do is buy the monitor, and it's a wireless system. So if you get the monitor and you put it in your truck, you just turn it on, push a button on the back of this one, they pair together, and every time you have your parking lights on your vehicle and it's hooked up to the RV, that's it. You have a camera, and it's a really wide angle camera. Really helps when you're driving down the road. As far as what I've done here is reinforce the bumper. These are these bumper brackets that they make, and they say that it's supposed to make the bumper be able to hold up to 400 pounds. Well, I'll have to say, being perfectly honest, that the bumper is relatively rusty inside, but you can see I do have a receiver tube that's on here, so if you want to put a bike rack or something like that, I'm sure it can handle it. This is the compartment that holds the 30 amp cable. It just stores in a compartment. And then also inside here there's a little tiny plug on the side, so if you have cable available, you just screw into that and it supplies cable to the 2 TV mounts that are inside there, or the 2 TV points. Of course, this is the trunk, and trunk's pretty big. It needs swept out. We just washed this, that's why the water's coming out. But you can see there's a pretty decent amount of area back here. This is underneath the bed, the headboard of the bed, and we've used it for pretty much all of our wood blocks and a lot of our outdoor tools. Of course, the bumper holds your stinky slanky, so you can put your sewer hose in there and not have to worry about finding a place for it in the back of your truck. Again, staying with the outside, even though it's showing a little bit more wear, you can see there's a little bit of staining going on in here. The awning material is roughly 2 years old. We replaced the awning material. For how short this RV is, again, the box only being 22 foot, this is a 19-foot awning. It does have the center arm, which is kind of desirable. That center arm offers extra support for the tube, the roller tube, whenever it's out like this. And we had some pretty heavy winds, and we had RV awning tie downs that screwed into the ground, and this thing held up real well. This has single key, will open all the locks on both doors, and of course it's a dual entry RV. I'm a real big fan of the dual doors. It's easy to load when you're wanting to go somewhere, and if you get to a site and you're maybe, like in this case, it's kind of wet here, you don't have to use that door, you can use this door. Or if you get to the site and this area might be all muddy, you don't have to use that door, you can use the back door. An outdoor stove, we added this. This is a propane outdoor stove. The propane is fed through this little port right here. All that was added by myself. And of course you've got 12 volt power out here. And I think as far as the outside's concerned, we are pretty much covered as far as everything I can think of. So let's go ahead and step inside here. And you can see, yeah, completely remodeled. Everything was redone in here as far as the seating and the paint. I'm going to close the door so it's not so noisy. So I don't know how much I'm going to be able to go over in here, but brand new refrigerator. It's only about 3 years old, so as new as a 3-year-old refrigerator can be. LED lights, bright LED lights all throughout here. It's not going to pick up so well on the camera, but there's LED lights underneath here. I changed the light underneath the sink. We went ahead and changed the seating in here. We put we had a cabinet in the corner there. We got rid of the cabinet. We have a little bench seat. We also have a much larger table, and then you have your jackknife couch. This will fold down to a bed. This will come out. You can lift this out. It's just on a post. This is a very sturdy post, matter of fact. And if you're wanting to put a generator on your tongue and maybe go to some bigger batteries, underneath this seat is provisions to where you can put, at your discretion, 2 AGM batteries or 2 lithium-ion batteries. And the cables are already there to hook those up. So you can put AGMs in here, again, at your discretion. There's controversy as far as should they be vented or not. You cannot put lead acid in here, you know, a regular open lead acid battery. But an AGM matte battery can go in here as far as I'm concerned. And definitely lithium ion can go in there. Anyways, there's a place underneath the seat for that. But if you want to sleep in here, again, take the table out. This will fold down. Again, even though these are 110 volt lights, they are LEDs also. These are Bally brand original metal blinds, as is the front. This one here is a aftermarket. It's a pull down. Wherever you pull it to, that's where it stops. We really like that. It didn't have a blind when we got it. Of course, you can see there's lots of outlets here. This is where I did all my computer work, and I use this shelf for hard drives and cables and chargers and all kinds of stuff. And you got cabinets up above here. You got plenty of space there. And, you know, some nice touches. We went ahead and changed the way this was as far as the valances. Keychain holder, and this is really nice. Pop a bag, you can fill that with tons of bags. Also, you have a Sony stereo in here. It doesn't have Bluetooth. I'm sure you could put a head unit in there that does have Bluetooth. It does have an input, however, for MP3. And as far as the speakers, there's 2 speakers up front and there's 2 speakers in the back. We have a carbon monoxide detector up front and the factory one that's down below there. We also have, this is ours. This is our little thing. This is going with us. What you have here is a digital thermostat, as the factory thermostat was horrible. It was all over the place. Again, going back to the newer refrigerator, it's done really well for us. We like it a lot. Storage up above here, which of course these pots and pans are coming out, something my wife neglected to take out of here. And cabinets up above. This actually has more cabinet space than our new RV that we're getting ready to pick up. Cabinet space underneath here. I had to redo the plumbing to get it out of the way. And we put in a smaller bar sink because we didn't have enough counter space. And we always thought it was kind of ridiculous to have this giant sink when we were washing our dishes pretty much as we dirtied them. Going back to blinds again, I can see I've got this one turned a little bit. Here, we'll go ahead and flip this around for you. This is also a Bally metal blind. But you have a soap dispenser here. You just fill it right from the top. Nothing, you know, unbelievably weird about that. You just kind of put that in there and it pumps. And you got soap. The nozzle here you can change, and it's got different spray patterns. This is the smaller stovetop that we put in. We did not ever use the oven, so we went ahead and put in a recessed stovetop. And unfortunately, with these recessed stovetops, you have to light them with the lighter. So what I did is I put in an igniter myself. So this is just a battery-powered igniter that's here, and now you don't have to have a light stick to light it. New backsplash, of course, all new countertop. This is your information center. Underneath on the tanks, I redid all of the sensors and all the wiring, so everything is really extremely accurate for how old it is. Of course, this is where you turn on your water pump, and this is where you turn on your water heater. But right now, and the way it's going to be sold, the RV is winterized, so you don't want to turn that on until you flushed out your hot water tank and filled it full of water, and there's no air pockets in there. Now, speaking of the tanks, this RV is really well equipped for how small it is, and you'll be really excited to hear that even though this thing is only, 22-foot long box, we'll just call it a 24-foot RV. The freshwater tank is 48 gallons, the black water tank is 45 gallons, and the gray water tank is 45 gallons. So that's a lot. That is a lot for how small this is. And this is traditionally a couple's camper. The way we got it set up, you potentially could have a child in here that might sleep on the jackknife couch. But as far as the movement and just being, living in it on a pretty regular basis, definitely a couple's coach. So for that much water to be available, that's really good in a smaller unit. Usually the smaller units, you get smaller tanks, but not in this case. So this is where the outdoor stove stores, and you can see there's extra storage here that you can put things. Again, all of that was gained by getting rid of the oven. The oven just took up so much space. I just didn't understand it. This is an old Magic Chef microwave, and it works fine. We thought when we first got this RV, this thing's going to come out because it's probably going to be a nightmare. It works fine. We've never had an issue with it. It does a good job, so we've always used it, and there it still sits. These are the cabinets, adjustable in multiple ways. You can see all the different levels that you can set this up for yourself. You can see all the storage. And I think the batteries might be dead in here. Well, no, it looks like they're pretty good there. I don't know about this one. Oh, yeah, they're not bad. They're automatic lights. They're motion sensing. And usually the batteries, when I put them in there, they last definitely all season long. And then some. So I don't know if this one's got a light on it or not. No. Oh, yeah. So that one works too. And you can see they go off automatically. But I'm sure they need new batteries. So before we get into the bedroom, let's go ahead and get into the bathroom. Really bright. I added an extra LED light in here. Towel holder here, towel holder there, washcloth holder in here, and then this is an adjustable shower curtain, so you can have, once you're in the shower, have more room, which really works out. Everything is got little Velcro strips on it, so you can Velcro to keep the water in whenever you're taking your shower. And this does have an Oxygenics shower head. Again, it was winterized, so we've got antifreeze still there. There's fabric clips that are actually holding this on instead of Velcro. The only Velcro is used right here for these points, as these are open a lot. Normal size sink. It does have a sprayer on there. You can adjust the spray pattern to stream or spray. Even though this is dirty, we didn't really clean it in here. Huge medicine cabinet. We love the medicine cabinet. Our new RV doesn't have a medicine cabinet quite this big, so we're going to be suffering a little bit there. We have a night light here. Of course, this is the lights for the RV. A drawer here. There is limited storage underneath here. And I've got it insulated pretty darn well. You can see all that foam in there. Yeah, we just use it for chemicals and our spray wand. This toilet is roughly 2 years old. Just replaced it. It is a Thetford, and it's a foot flush. As far as the bathroom, I think that's pretty much all of the bathroom. Oh, I'm sorry. We also did install a fan in here that is a Vortex 2 fan, which is above and beyond the factory one that came with it, that little tiny fan. And you can go in either direction. Reverse will blow down, pulling air from the outside. Or if you put it on high, it will draw air pretty much out of any window that you open. It is a very strong fan. I'm very impressed with it. So, good upgrade. And it was easy. I didn't have to get on the roof to do any work there. So, here's the bedroom. This is a queen-size bed. It's a pretty comfortable mattress. Actually, it's probably more comfortable than our new one. No big deal. We'll deal with that. Of course, we have just regular blinds in the back, which have a real cool feature that you can pull the cord and it'll allow them to split. Let me see if I can get them to do that. And if you pull this cord, See that? You can get quick, you know, quick opening there, quick light, if you will. Looks like we need to wipe those off. It's been it's been in storage all winter long, so it's a little bit on the dirty side. Or of course you can just lift them all together. But yeah, very nice. You got a plug over there, or double plug there, double plug here for whatever electronics you may have going on. Usually we have our phones plugged there. You have a couple of night lights, and then your storage up above here. You can see there's a cabinet there. Huge wardrobe over there. Huge wardrobe in here with a shelf up above. Of course, this locks the hangers in so your shirts don't fall off. There's a little cubby hole storage that's underneath there. The cubby hole storage on that part is just water tank access. If you want to turn on or off your water tank or bypass it, you'll remove the mattress or move the mattress out of the way. And there's another door that's underneath the bed that lets you get directly to that. It's just a panel that I unadhered so you can access that. Underneath the bed, we got storage underneath here like most. And you can also see that automatic transfer switch that I installed for the generator on the front. But pretty decent storage in here. Of course, this is your fuse box right here. You can see we always put some sort of vent stinky stuff in here to make it to where over the winter you don't gather any kind of a smell. Had the tendency sometimes to get a little bit of a smell there. And going over here, we've got basically a linen closet. This used to be a hanging wardrobe, just like the other side, or just like these two, but we found that we weren't really using it and we could use linen storage in here. So I bought these shelves, I cut them down, we installed them. Much better now. Another carbon monoxide detector, another fire extinguisher. There's a fire extinguisher up front. There's a couple of hanging hooks here, you know, command hooks. And as far as your TV, there was a shelf here, but you can, there's a backer board of some kind here that you can mount an LCD TV. Here's 12 volt supply if you want to run your TV on 12 volt if you got one of those. If not, regular AC. And here's one of those cable hookups that I was talking about, as there is in the front too. I'll show you that in a second. We'll go back. This is the dividing door. This will actually cut down the noise to some extent, and definitely the light, so that if somebody, like my wife's kind of an early riser, she may want to come out here and make all kinds of noise, and that will allow me to stay sleeping in the dark back here. Now, if you've seen underneath the bed, Reflectix. We have Reflectix cut out for every window that really sees heat, including the doors. So there's Velcro tabs that are on the doors and around some of the windows, and back here there's some cutouts, but all the Reflectix is marked so you know where it goes. And you can basically put it up in the windows and make this thing like a refrigerator when you turn the AC on. The AC works very well. It's a 13,500 BTU air conditioner, and it will get this thing down roughly 20 to 21 degrees colder than what the outside is. It does a really good job. Going back to up front here, and we're talking about the TVs here, you can see there's the other cable hookup. Not only is there a cable hookup here, but this switch here is for the antenna booster. This does have a regular antenna. I did upgrade and put a Wingman on there, a Winegard Wingman, if you guys want to look that up. But the antenna works fine. You crank it up. This is the directional, and once that's up, all you got to do is just turn on that little switch and you'll get a signal boost. So as far as some of the upgrades that I've already talked about, there's some that I've neglected. I'm sure I'm going to miss even more. There is a couple-year-old water pump that's behind the jackknife couch. I did upgrade it whenever I replaced it. I did also install a basically a system that'll allow you to winterize your RV. You just flip a couple valves and you can use the pump to pump antifreeze throughout the RV. You just stick the hose down in the jug. It'll suck it right up. Whenever we first got it, I pulled the furnace out. I cleaned out the furnace and all the duct work, and then we reinstalled that. I've done pretty much everything that I could think of to upgrade this. As far as us selling it, for you guys that watch our channel for a long time, you know that we bought a new RV, and it's because we're getting ready to go full-time in an RV and basically sell our house. This RV we could probably get away with, and I would love for, you know, the towing part of it, but we know that we have a truck, we have an F-250 that could pull just a little bit heavier than this and a little bit longer. And the fact that my daughter is going to be giving birth to our first grandchild, We didn't really have a place for her, our grandchild, and her husband to come out and basically stay with us. So we bought an RV that has a larger pull-out bed and a larger area. So that's basically the main reason that we're selling this. As far as towing it, it's a dream. This can be towed with a half-ton. That's a term that gets thrown around all the time. Half-ton towable, half-ton towable. Well, I'm going to tell you that this is truly half-ton towable, and I'm talking even old half-tons. Not these brand new half-tons with 380 horse engines and 420 pound-feet of torque. I'm talking about my 1995 F-150 with a 195,000 mile 302 with an automatic, and it had 355 gears in it. It towed this RV. It just worked it hard. It worked it harder than I wanted it to do, but it still towed it. It towed it with no problem. But just to let you know, you can tow this with a half-ton. You could probably get away with a lot of other vehicles too, but you need to check on that on your own. You got to look at gross combined vehicle weight ratings. Just don't go by what the manufacturer says you can tow, because that doesn't always add up. So this is our RV, and we want it to be somebody else's. And right now, currently, we're going to be putting this on the market, and $6,000 is what we're asking for it. We're real close to the price there, because I can't think of any other RV you're going to be able to purchase that you can literally hook up to. No screwing around, no salesman pitch, nothing like that. You hook up to this, you tow it to California, you tow it to Florida, you tow it wherever you want. It's ready. It can be everything you want it to be. There's nothing that needs done other than maybe some cosmetics, making it a little bit more personalized for you. Again, it's not a perfect RV. It's got cosmetic flaws, and it's got some, paneling damage and weird stuff like that. And of course, the outside's got dents and scratches. However, for the money, I mean, you're getting a lot. We've done a lot of work on this, and it's going to probably make you extremely happy to know that you can get it in the RV and not have to worry about anything. You just need to tow it. So that's it, guys. We're going to go ahead and close this out. Hopefully I covered everything that's on here in a way that makes sense to everybody. If you have questions, the best way to contact us is through Facebook. If you comment on the video, great. We love that. You guys can just, in general say, hey, that's a nice RV, we love it, whatever. However, if you want to contact us to come out and take a look at this, or if you've got questions, maybe we forgot something, just contact us on our Facebook page. The link's down in the description, and we'll get back to you. As always, guys, we hope to see you out there. Bye.